If you examine the long-term chart of the S&P 500, you'll notice that it's in an uptrend most of the time. Yet the vast majority of traders fail to benefit from this eternally upward trend. Why? Because they attempt to fight hostile market conditions, allowing their accounts to bleed through 1,000 cuts. They lose both the battle and the war with the market. The solution isn't avoiding corrections, it's understanding them. In the last 100 years, markets have experienced 5 major falls exceeding 50%, typically resulting from severe economic shocks: the Great Depression, the 1970s oil crisis, and the 2008 financial crisis. Smaller 15 to 30% corrections occur routinely every 2 years, whilst minor dips are normal features of bull markets. Even these smaller movements terrify those living through them. As a systematic trader, you can completely avoid this doom by knowing when markets enter hostile territory, and more importantly, when they exit. Today's framework will give you that edge. Before identifying bottoms, you must first recognize when markets enter hostile territory. I employ a simple yet powerful 10-20 EMA rule on weekly charts to determine market trend and position my trades accordingly. The concept is straightforward. When the 10-week exponential moving average crosses below the 20-week EMA, the market enters a hostile phase. When it crosses back above, the uptrend resumes. I've created a comprehensive video explaining this technique's application. Market bottoms aren't single events. They're usually processes with 3 phases. Phase 1 represents the capitulation phase, where sellers overpower buyers, driving violent downward price action. Fear dominates because bad news is abundant. Phase 2 marks the accumulation phase, a consolidation period where sellers become exhausted and buyers begin emerging, attracted by lower prices. However, buyers don't yet outnumber sellers as uncertainties persist and economic challenges remain unresolved. Phase 3 signals the markup phase. As negative news flow diminishes, buyers finally take control, creating large green candles on elevated volume, marking the definitive start of a new uptrend. This entire process can be analyzed using 5 specific tools. Let me walk you through each one. Tool 1. The RSI divergence analysis. The relative strength index becomes our first weapon, but not in the typical overbought, oversold context. We're hunting for divergence patterns near potential bottoms. During market declines, prices follow a predictable path: lower lows and lower highs. Typically, when you plot RSI on such charts, the indicator confirms each new price low with its own new low. However, near bottoms they tend to diverge. A new low on the index fails to generate a corresponding new low on the RSI. This divergence signals weakening downtrend momentum. Let's examine the S&P 500's 2021 to 2022 correction on weekly charts. When the downtrend initiated, the index created this low, confirmed by a corresponding RSI low. The May low was again confirmed by RSI. However, the subsequent low couldn't pull RSI to sufficiently low levels. The indicator remained at the same level as its previous low. Final confirmation arrived when October's low formed, with RSI settling at a higher low than previously. This effectively marked the correction's end. This identical pattern appeared during both the dot-com crash and the financial crisis crash, validating the technique's historical reliability. Tool 2. William O'Neill's Follow-Through Day. The legendary William O'Neill, founder of Investors Business Daily, developed this powerful bottom identification tool. O'Neill stated that bottoming processes begin with rally attempts and are confirmed by follow-through days. A rally attempt commences on the first day a major index closes higher, surpassing the previous day's high after reaching a new correction low. This attempt remains valid provided the index doesn't drop below that session's intraday low. During a rally attempt, bottoms can only be confirmed through a follow-through day, a substantial up day, typically 1.5% or higher, on volume exceeding the previous day. This day must appear between day 4 and day 7 of the attempted rally. Any such movement before day 4 doesn't qualify as a legitimate follow-through day. Returning to our 2021-2022 correction, when markets bottomed in October 2022, the rally attempt began with this large green candle surpassing the previous day's high. On precisely the 7th day, the index gained 2.37% on higher volume, a textbook follow-through day. However, I've discovered that using follow-through days in isolation yields inconsistent results. Sometimes such days appear months after rally attempts, other times they arrive punctually but fail to hold, with markets slipping lower. The optimal approach is combining other tools with follow-through days. Alternatively, if you still want to rely solely on the follow-through day, be very flexible. Tweak your trading if the market continues to weaken. Tool 3. Monthly reversal candles. This technique operates on extended timeframes. We switch to monthly charts during downtrends, seeking monthly candles where the index marks new lows but closes exceptionally strong, typically 5% or higher. This movement must occur on volume exceeding the previous month. Interestingly, this pattern works very well on the S&P 500, but is far less effective on the Nasdaq 100. However, even when the exact conditions aren't met on the Nasdaq 100, the market bottoms in both indices tend to align in most cases. So even if you primarily trade Nasdaq-listed stocks, tracking the S&P 500 can still give you a reliable read on overall market bottoms. Examining the S&P 500 during the dot-com crash, the index formed significant candles here and here, but neither marked lows in those months, nor did volume confirmation occur. However, in this particular month, the low was established. The close was robust, up 8.65%, and volume exceeded the previous month. After 5 to 6 months of sideways consolidation, the index entered a new bull run, lasting until October 2007. The 2009 decline produced an identical signal, checking all boxes. Low marked in the same month, a substantial green candle with the index up 8.5%, and volume higher than the previous month. The same pattern emerged in 2022, further validating this technique's reliability. Tool 4. The 50-month moving average. The S&P 500 demonstrates remarkable respect for its 50-month moving average during deeper corrections. Only in violent bear markets does the index break and remain below this level. Examining the S&P 500 from 1980 to 2000 reveals numerous instances where the index fund found support at this moving average and bounced during deeper corrections. During the dot-com and financial crisis bear markets, it was undercut and remained below for extended periods. From then until now, this indicator has served as potent support. The most recent example was the 2021 to 2022 correction, which we analyzed in this video when it was happening. Tool 5. The weekly EMA crossover confirmation. The final tool involves monitoring positive crossovers between the 10-week and 20-week EMAs. Plot both EMAs on weekly charts and watch for crossovers during market decline and recovery phases. The technique proved effective during previous corrections, including the financial crisis and dot-com bubble, and more recently in 2022 and March 2025. The key to successfully implementing these tools lies in seeking confluence among multiple factors. In deep corrections, when 3 of these parameters align during the bottoming process, you can increase position sizes and trade more aggressively. However, in markets like the current environment, focus on shorter duration signals, the 10 to 20 EMA crossover or O'Neill's follow-through day. Remain extremely alert and quick to respond if conditions change. Should you observe negative crossovers or recent lows breaking, it's time to return to cash and trade cautiously. Remember, regardless of backtesting, thoroughness, and objectivity from rules, trading contains substantial subjectivity. Not all tools and indicators provide definitive paths. Not all declines and bull runs behave identically. The road ahead will always contain uncertainty. The key is exercising your best judgment based on available information, while remaining quick to adapt when conditions shift. This framework won't achieve 100% success rates, but it will make your trading more data-driven, organized, and rule-based, enabling well-informed decisions. No more acting on gut feelings or following hearsay when you've completed your homework, and remain prepared to change when conditions demand it. For more useful trading content, why not consider subscribing to the channel? Those interested in understanding how I trade can download my strategy PDF free using the links below or by watching this video. You can also join our community for access to my scanner, which identifies trades within just a few minutes each weekend. As always, thanks for watching.